Now this is the angle of attack. Now suppose there is a structure and wind is flowing this direction. This is the perpendicular direction. This is perpendicular direction. So this is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. No, this is 90 degree. Suppose this is a structure and wind is flowing in this direction. Okay, so wind direction, and this is the structure. This is the structure, and if wind is flowing in this direction, there may be some inclination theta. So this is called the angle of attack. Angle of attack. So now come to the depth. It means the horizontal direction of the building measured in the direction of the wind speed, and breadth is the horizontal dimension of the wind speed. That means this is the depth, and this is the breadth. Okay, clear. Now developed height. The effective frontal area, that means the area within this portion through which the wind is obstructed is called wind direction. Is called effective frontal area. Effective frontal area. These are the topics, these are the points we have earlier discussed, and now we have revised it thoroughly. And other points which are effective surface area, effective force coefficient, we will discuss in the latter chapter. And now we discussed about the gust. Now come to this part only. So this is the winds. Let's discuss. This is the wind speed. This is the wind direction. This is the wind direction, and sometimes it happens that when the wind is blowing, there is some friction happens with the lower layer, or friction happens when it is moving over the surface. There is some friction happens, or over the water there is some friction happens. So the wind is turn its direction to a certain angle, and it creates a spiral. Now I have drawn it thoroughly. This is called spirals. And these spirals are called Ekman spirals. Ekman spirals. Why Ekman spiral? Because he has described it with a mathematical calculation. Now come to the point of gradient height. We have already learnt from our childhood that from 0 to a certain height, the wind velocity gradually increases because the friction with the ground is decreases as we increase the height of the as the height is increases. This is called the gradient height. This is called the gradient height. Gradient height. That means अगर हम लोग विंड के स्पीड एनालाइज करते हैं तो देखते हैं कि ज़ीरो से एक पर्टिकुलर हाइट तक इसका विंड का जो वेलोसिटी है वो डिफ़र करता है, उसके बाद से वो यूनिफॉर्म हो जाता है. दैट मीन्स एट आफ्टर ए सर्टन हाइट द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द विंड इज़ यूनिफॉर्म and from the 0 to that height between which, that means from 0 to h, the wind speed is varying. So that's why it is called the gradient height. It is clear now. And now what are the Ekman effect? Ekman effect means if अगर wind a particular direction में flow करे तो ड्यू टू फ्रिक्शन विद द वाटर और द ग्राउंड सरफेस इसका वेलोसिटी, उसका जो डायरेक्शन है वो थोड़ा चेंज हो जाता है. तो वो चेंज होते होते क्या होता है कि कभी 20 डिग्री 40 डिग्री ऐसे करके बेंड हो जाता है, तो एक स्पायरल क्रिएट होता है जिसको हम लोग एकमैन स्पायरल बोलते हैं. तो ये जो चीज़ है, ये चीज़ हम लोग ये दिस आर इग्नोर्ड इन दिस चैप्टर. And the variation of the heights depend primarily upon the terrain condition. However, the wind speed at any height never remain constant. It has been found the convenient to resolve the magnitude. The average value depends upon the average time employed in analyzing the meteorological data. Now, हम लोग थोड़ा नेक्स्ट वाला पॉइंट के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो विंड स्पीड कितने तरह का होता है? इंस्टेंटेनियस विंड स्पीड होता है, वेरिएबल विंड स्पीड होता है और मीन विंड स्पीड होता है. तो हम लोग अगर इंस्टेंटेनियस विंड स्पीड मेज़र करेंगे तो हम लोग को दोनों कैलकुलेट करना होगा. एक है मीन विंड स्पीड जो मीटरोलॉजिकल डाटा से हम लोग को मिल जाएगा. द एवरेज वैल्यू डिपेंड्स अपॉन द एवरेज टाइम एम्प्लॉयड इन एनालाइजिंग द मीटरोलॉजिकल डाटा. दिस एवरेज टाइम वेरीज फ्रॉम few seconds to few minutes. And the variable component. This variable component we generally regard as the gust. That means instantaneous and mean value, and use the variable part is the gust. So if we want to evaluate the instantaneous wind speed, we have to sum up the value with the mean wind speed with the variable component, and by this way we get the instantaneous speed. So we till now we have not known about the gust and what is the meaning of gust. So gust means the magnitude of fluctuating component is called the gust. Depends upon the averaging time used. Shorter the average time, average interval capture more rapid fluctuation, while longer intervals smooth out this variation, reducing apparent gust intensity. इसका मतलब है द फ्लक्चुएटिंग पार्ट जो वेरिएबल पार्ट है उसको हम लोग गास्ट कहते हैं. इसको ये चेंज जितने टाइम के अंदर, जितना छोटा टाइम के अंदर होगा उतना शॉर्टर और हाई गस्ट स्पीड मिलेगा, और जितना ज़्यादा टाइम पे होगा उतना छोटा गस्ट स्पीड मिलेगा. सो यही बोलना चाहता है. सो